Hello, everybody.
Thank you, dog. It's Friday. Yay.
Happy TDIF, everyone.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to be here with you. We've already got people jumping in and saying hi. Hi, Tess. How you doing? So great to have you all here. If you don't know who we are, I am Patty Quinn, and I'm here with Hillary Buchholz over here.
Hello, everybody.
Best gal in the whole wide world, and she's my co-founder of We Heart Hounds, and we get together here every Friday. Best day of the week.
Certainly.
Because we get to do really fun crafts and recipes and all kinds of good stuff in honor of our love for pups. So as you can tell in our gear that we're wearing today, this one's on our shop, so feel free to check that out. Super excited about, sorry about that, I keep hitting the table. Super excited about St. Patrick's Day. Quick catch there. I'm telling you, it's Friday. Super happy it's Friday. And we've got a really fun craft, super easy. We always really, really try to make them easy. So if you're into crafts, if you know of a dog mom or dog dad that would be interested in as well, please sprinkle the love. These are really fun, and we just love to share them with everybody. And it helps us out a lot. All right, so we're giving you a preview today. We're going to do something new. This is what we're making. Really cute. Isn't this adorable? We're calling this a Lucky in Love mini wreath. So it's got all these little shamrocks on it and some kind of funky fringe. Really cute. And this little wooden shamrock with the saying Lucky in Love with a paw print for the O. So because we have to dogify it, right? Really cute. You can hang it anywhere. I just love the size. It's really portable.
It's also nice and lightweight, so it really is easy to use wherever you want. Like on your kitchen cabinets, I could see it would be really cute.
Yeah, exactly. You could almost hang this from your rearview mirror, although it might not be quite appropriate for that, but it's really, really cute. I love it. It's so much fun. So we're going to show you how to do it. And then the other part of this that's really kind of cool that we're going to start doing, we're going to try and put these together more, is we're going to get some craft kits together. I think we have, what is it, four of them available. Yep. So it'll have all the parts and pieces, all the materials that you need to make this yourself at home. So if you have trouble, sometimes it's hard to find all the parts that we use with our crafts, or you might not want to go out and buy like rolls and spools of ribbons and things like that. This makes it a lot more cost effective and fun, and the kit shows up right at your door, and you can put it together in no time at all.
Yep.
And we're going to do the tutorial for it right now. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, and that kit is available. There's a link in the description, so you can check that out if you would like to purchase those. So yeah, jump on it. Like we said, it's limited quantity for this one, so only 4 available this time.
And you get to be one of the 4 special ones that can make this. These are really cute, really cute. So we went to Dollar Tree and found these headbands. They're called shamrock crowns, I think, on the label. And I just saw this and I thought, wouldn't this make a really fun little mini wreath? So it's got an attached ribbon to it, which we are actually going to use part of that ribbon. And then we've got some other ribbons and some jute that we've got here. Let me show those a little closer. So a little shamrock ribbons, a daisy chain, and some jute string. Yeah, I love that ribbon. I think we got that at Hobby Lobby. And that one is really cute too. I love the daisies. And then we're going to use a little wooden shamrock shape that I think is really sweet. Yeah, you can get a whole package of them. And these are 4 inches in size, just so you know what size. So the first thing to do is to start with the shamrock, because we're going to paint it. We're going to make it a little darker. It's really a light balsa wood, and we want to add some texture, make it look a little old, all that good stuff. And I have got some folk art paint. It's coffee latte. So you can pick whatever brown color you like, or whatever. If you want to make it green, that's fine too.
Yep. And I've just got some chalk paint. So our techniques are going to be slightly different, and we'll kind of chat through that as well.
Yeah. So my paint doesn't dry as quickly. So I'm going to kind of paint some on here, and then I'm going to... and I'm just getting the least little bit. In fact, I'm just using what's at the top of the cap. I'm not even putting it on a plate or anything. You really don't need a lot of paint. Old and weathered and worn. It gives it a lot of character. So just the least little bit of paint.
And I'm just kind of getting a few sort of dark spots you can see there.
And I'm not even covering the whole thing. So you can see, I might need to do a little bit more on this one side that's empty. Just right there, but it doesn't, you don't have to cover the whole thing at all. You really want it to look weathered and worn, like I said.
So here's mine. Just looks really rough right now. So there's kind of dark spots.
Yeah. That's mine. And then I'm going to just wipe off the excess paint.
And for mine, I'm using a wet wipe. So
yeah, and I want to see the grain of the wood a little bit. Plus, it helps dry everything. You can just move on to the next step quicker. Hillary's wet wipe is she's going to need to wait for hers to dry a little bit.
So, and the reason why, because the chalk paint dries real quick, so you get the really dark areas, and this kind of turns it into almost like a stain. So you can go in, you can add a little bit more if you need to. So I probably would.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Add a little bit more, but it gives you that texture and it gives you a little bit more of the stain.
Yeah, and kind of a watery effect, you know, kind of a watercolor effect, which is really nice. So once you have it painted brown or green or whatever color you'd like, green or brown or white would be cute. I'm going to dip, I've got a kind of a larger jar of just leftover white paint. It's kind of house paint actually. Just dry brush technique here. Again, just take off the excess white from my brush. And then I'm, again, just going to go and lightly stroke my shamrock here with just a little white paint. And again, it just makes it look weathered, and you can kind of dab it in places.
And for mine, because I use that wet wipe, I would use like a hairdryer or something like that if I wanted to do it right away, but you let it dry first before you do that same technique. And I did a little bit of, I went mostly with the grain at first, like that was my first coat. And then at the very end, like after that had a little chance to dry, and I was using chalk paint, so it dries pretty quickly.
Yeah, really.
Then I would do just a few strokes in the opposite direction. And that kind of gives it that really rustic look.
Yeah, exactly.
Captures the two different grains, and you get some spots that are a little darker and some spots that are a little lighter.
Right. And sometimes what I did is, instead of going the other way, I just you know, put little polka dots kind of thing, and then I go back over it again, so you can kind of see. And I would keep working at that. I've obviously got kind of this white stripe in the middle, but I'd add some more. I keep working at it until it starts to blend in. But at least you get the idea of kind of how to do that. And then when you're done and the paint is all dry, then you just take a black Sharpie marker or just a black marker, and you're going to write your little saying, and you can put whatever little saying you want on it. But isn't that cute? Lucky in love. I love that. It's so adorable. It looks nice and rustic and homey and all that good stuff. It's really sweet. So you're going to set that aside, your shamrock aside. And now we're going to work on the wreath part, which is cool. And this is really fairly easy, as most of the things that we do are. So you're going to notice there's kind of a front and a back to this, where you're going to see the majority of the shamrocks on one side. Not exactly, but then, and you'll see the kind of the headband part on the other side. So you want to kind of make sure you pick which side is the front, which is the back. And then what I did, here, let me show you. What I did is I take the ends and I kind of overlap them a little bit. There's going to be a space. We're going to fill that in. So that's fine. You want to overlap them a little bit. So there's maybe 2 inches of space instead of a larger space. And we're going to hot glue that down together. So you're gluing about 2 inches as well of the arms together. And just hold it in place without burning your fingers. Without burning your fingers. But it dries pretty quickly. And then you've got these dangly ribbons. So what I would suggest to kind of fortify this bond is just wrap them around a little bit until you get each ribbon in the center at the very bottom of your wreath. And then you can glue it. You can glue it as you go if you like, but just you're just wrapping those ends of the headband together just to give it a stronger hold. Really super easy here, quick and easy. And don't worry about the length of the ribbon below. You've got plenty to work with. But you can see I've wrapped everything. The two ends are now hanging from the center, and then I'm just going to glue that in place. So they're nice and they're staying put. So now your wreath will stay put. Cute. It's so cute already. I love it. It's so cute. All right, now we're going to add the fun little dangly bits. Or no, actually we'll do the jute first. So the next thing to do, and I got this really cute jute at Walmart. It comes in a couple different colors, and you just cut off a good length. I would guess it's about maybe 4 feet or so. And we're going to just wind this around the wreath, kind of in between the shamrocks. The shamrocks are kind of attached in pairs, a light one and a dark one. And you can just wind this through. Now I would start with a fairly long tail, and then you can start winding it around, just wrapping it. And this doesn't take much time, but just kind of have to eyeball where you want it to go. Sometimes it can go in between the shamrocks, depending on how they're attached, and other times it goes through them.
And we don't have it glued down yet, so
nope.
You can kind of adjust it as you need to as well.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You won't be gluing it until you get it all the way wrapped around so that you're happy with the placement of where it is.
And it kind of just gives that little, it helps to make the wooden pieces kind of coordinate with the little silky shamrocks and stuff. So it's really cute to add that.
I like adding this element, or if you have some burlap ribbon or something, it helps to make the wreath part rustic like the wooden shamrock sign. So we're trying to make this nice and rustic looking. If you wanted to, you could bling this out with some green shamrock beads. You know, I've seen those little green necklaces and stuff. If you want to go blingy, you can do that. I like the kind of farmhouse rustic look to things. So like it's been around a while.
And these little crowns have a wire inside them. So they're easy to kind of get misshapen, but you can easily put them back into that round shape as well. So don't get alarmed if you're like, oh no, it's now an oval or whatever. You can put it right back into shape if you need to.
Exactly. So this is kind of the front. So you just see the jute kind of peeking out. I'll show you the back. You can see the jute a lot more, right? So you're just really winding it between the pairs of shamrocks. And then we've got a lot of extra here, but let's glue this down just like we did the ribbon that was attached to the wreath, the headband. We'll glue everything down. And if you want to tie your jute in place first, that's fine too, just to secure. I might just make one little simple knot. Just so I can hold it in place and keep it steady before I glue it.
Right. And you don't have to worry too much. Like I glued one piece of my jute on the front side and one piece on the back side.
Yes.
And it'll be covered up by that Lucky and Love shamrock that we did. So don't worry about having the front be perfectly clean or anything.
Or even or anything. Anything like that. Yeah. We're going to cover up this space. All right. So what I'm going to suggest we do next is cut off whatever extra, however long you want your little dangly bits to be. Just cut off the extra jute, and you can cut off any extra of the ribbon. And it's fun to keep them different lengths, but generally the same length. And then with the jute, I would suggest just tying it in a simple knot, about 1/2 inch from the end, like that. And then just fray the end of it. So you're making a little tassel. Looks really cute. And again, this helps kind of make it rustic and charming and all that good stuff.
You can trim these down too, so.
Yes. But I just like the little frayed look to it. Yeah, exactly. All righty. So this is what we have so far. So far, so good, right, everybody? Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Your kiddos could help with this. All right. So the next one I think we could talk about is I had some shamrock fabrics or ribbons and stuff, but I also had some fabric that I thought would be cute to give it more of that rustic kind of torn and shredded kind of frayed look as well. So we got some green, just simple green fabric, a little fat quarter, and you can just cut a piece off of that. That's probably about 7, 8 inches. Simple, just little piece of fabric. And then again, we're going to fray the edges. So you just pull on the fabric and pull out some of those threads so that it's nice and frayed at the bottom. So you can kind of see.
Yep.
You know, you got these dangly little threads. That's good. We want to make it look kind of old and used and worn and well loved, all that good stuff. And so we're going to fold this, looks like a little scarf actually. For a little dolly, we're going to fold this in half, kind of like in a little V, and then we're going to glue that in place at the bottom of our wreath. So a little dab of glue will do you.
You can use like the end of a paintbrush or pencil or something like that, because this fabric is thin. So like as you're setting it down, just to make sure you don't burn yourself.
Yeah. And I really use the least amount of glue. So I wouldn't burn myself either. All right. And then we've got these other really cute ribbons. I think I'll do the daisy chain next. I just love this. It's such a pretty ribbon. Really beautiful quality, and I just love the daisies, especially with the shamrocks and the flowers. It just adds kind of that garden element, a little more natural element. There is a front and a back. So if you have a ribbon that has a front and the back, I would suggest cutting it, and it doesn't have to be exactly in half, because again, sometimes it's fun to have the tails be different lengths. And then just make sure that the one that's facing back faces you now to the front, so that you see the fronts on both sides. So rather than folding it, because if you just folded it in half, you'd have one front and one showing the back. And this way, if you cut it, now you get to see the fronts. And then we're just going to glue these little guys onto the base of our wreath.
And you could do this, like just shop your stash at home if you have all kinds of different ribbons and textures.
Exactly.
The idea is kind of like a messy bow. So the more textures you have, the better it looks in the end. So
yes,
just kind of anything will work here. Go crazy. And
exactly. So here we go. We're building on our messy fringe. All right. And then we've got this really cute shamrock ribbon that Hillary showed you earlier. That looks sweet. I love it. And then again, you can cut it, or I actually just kind of twist it the top so I'm seeing both sides. If you want to cut it, if it's easier to cut it, by all means do that.
Yeah, you can kind of
Just
fold it in a little
Yeah.
triangle at the top, and that'll kind of keep it.
Yeah. The daisies weren't easy to fold, so it was easier to cut them. And again, you're not going to see any of this at the top, you know, any of the top of the fringe. This will all be hidden. These are so fun. I just love adding the layers and layers of texture and color and interest. It just really starts adding so much to this sweet little wreath. Cute, so cute. I love it. I love it. Now for the piece de resistance, our adorable little shamrock that we painted earlier. And we put our little lucky and love saying with a little paw print for the O. I just think that's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. So we'll just add this little guy on top.
And it's nice and light, the little wooden piece. So, you know,
Yes.
Still be fairly generous with that glue, but it's not like it's something super heavy, because this entire wreath is really nice and lightweight.
Yes.
You can really hang it anywhere.
Yeah. Well, the shamrock's made of balsa wood, so it is nice and light. So cute. Here we go. Yay.
Cute.
Isn't this just adorable? Oh my goodness, it's so sweet. And this would just make a really fun teacher gift, or it would be a fun gift for any pet parents that you know, or something really fun for your kids to put together, obviously monitoring them with the glue gun. But this is just such a simple, easy project.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that we have the kits available. So if you can make one of these at home, I just think that's so nice to be able to just order one up and all the supplies come to your door, and you can put one together in the afternoon and have this wee little beauty ready to hang that afternoon.
Yeah, and as Patty mentioned, the links to the kits are in the description, so you can check those out. There's also step-by-step instructions that'll show you kind of close-up pictures of each of the steps that we were going through here today, so that'll make it easy for you. And if you know somebody that you think would enjoy this, or we have a ton of other crafts, recipes, all kinds of fun dog stuff, please share the love. It really does help us out a ton if you do that.
It does. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, Dog. It's Friday. Hope you have a great one.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.